Defense Secretary Mark Esper breaking tonight with President Trump over his threat to deploy active duty troops to put down nationwide protests.
The option to use active duty forces in a law enforcement role should only be used as a matter of last resort. I do not support invoking the Insurrection Act.
President Trump on Monday threatened to invoke that 213-year-old law during a Rose Garden address, while federal officers used force to clear peaceful protesters from outside the White House.
If a city or state refuses to take the actions that are necessary to defend the life and property of their residents, then I will deploy the United States military and quickly solve the problem for them.
A senior administration official tonight telling NBC News that Secretary Esper's comments were not well received by the White House. And in an abrupt reversal today, Esper overturned an earlier Pentagon decision to send home hundreds of active duty soldiers who had been rushed to bases around Washington, D.C., with a military show of force already on full display in the nation's capital. Military helicopters flying low Monday night over D.C. streets to disperse protesters. Meantime, President Trump, in a radio interview today, denied reports by NBC News and other outlets that Secret Service escorted him to an underground White House bunker Friday night during intense protests outside the White House.
I wasn't down. I went down during the day, and I was there for a tiny, little short period of time, and it was much more for an inspection.
Sources say the president's frustration with those media accounts are what provoked him to stage that controversial photo op at a nearby church. The White House press secretary today comparing it to world leaders' responses to World War II and the September 11th attacks.
Like Churchill, we saw him inspecting the bombing damage. It sent a powerful message of leadership to the British people, and George W. Bush throwing out the ceremonial first pitch after 9/11.
And late tonight, General James Mattis, President Trump's former defense secretary, breaking his silence, denouncing the president as a threat to the Constitution. In a new op-ed, Mattis writes in part, "Donald Trump is the first president in my lifetime who does not try to unite the American people, does not even pretend to try. Instead, he tries to divide us." Mattis writes that the country is witnessing what he calls the consequences of 3 years of this deliberate effort.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.